collar. All right, well, welcome all to Movement Yoga Morning. My name is Mark Cormier. I'm working with Kathy Cormier this morning, and possibly a dog named Savannah. If you'd like us to work on anything in particular, please put it in the comment section. If we don't get to it this week, we'll get to it some week soon. And are you ready, Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
Come on up. You get your tea.
Oh, it's just ice.
Just ice. Oh, Savannah did make an appearance. All right, so don't let yourself get distracted by the dog.
My ice.
Not as distracting as she is. And we also have Tazzy, who probably will not be in the frame. She's more sedentary, an older dog that we're watching for another few hours.
Over here?
Thank you, Tazzy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get going with our yoga, so I'm going to ask you just really try not to get distracted by the dog. Okay. All right, so let's bring hands on hips. After you take your shirt off. You take it off. And we're going to just march it from side to side, as we often do. And then balancing on one foot as we start to kick it off to each side. Just fighting our balance this morning, waking up those legs. Now back to the ground as we rock it from side to side, finding our center. Once finding our center, I'll allow you to bring one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. Relax shoulders, a soft tuck of the chin. If you're comfortable with closing your eyes, closing your eyes. I'll invite you to set an intention for this practice and an intention for your day. It could be something you're thinking about, something you're moving towards. It could be as simple as you're perfect, just as you are. Lifting the chin tall through the crown, rolling those hands over, stretching out our wrists, hands by our side. Let's bring hands on hips. Let's grind down through one set of toes and just circling our ankle, our knee, and our hip. Now taking those circles the other way. Now grind it down through that heel, other foot, as we circle the ankle, the knee, and the hip. And then taking those circles the other way. Now grind it down through 2 feet. We'll bring the feet right together. We'll come down and cap the knees. And circling your knees. taking those circles the other way. Now coming back up, don't think too much about it as we step our feet hip width apart. For most of us, you'll be able to turn out to the toes. That's your natural stance. Working with your natural stance, knees a little bit soft, hands find the back of the hips. We circle our hips. And then taking those hip circles the other way. And coming back to center. A hand on each shoulder, keeping the hips relatively stable as we circle our shoulders. And then taking those circles the other way. And back to center. Hands by your side. One hand low, the other hand high, taking a side bend towards the low hand. Side bend the other way. Back and forth between the sides. When you're on one side or the other, holding that side bend, would you bend just a little bit more? Back through center, second side, holding that bend. Could you bend just a little bit more? And back to center. Two arms high. One thumb and forefinger catch the wrist of the other hand with contraction in that far shoulder. And don't think too much about it as we start to circle the shoulders one way, hips circle the other. And then taking those circles the other way. Back to center, other thumb and forefinger catch the other wrist, tractioning that other shoulder. And then starting to circle the shoulders one way as we circle the hips the other. And then taking those circles the other way. And then hands by our side. Relax shoulders, floating hands by the hips as we jump on the toes for 1, 2, 3. Once you float those hands, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Holding heels high. Two arms high in the air like you do or don't care. We'll jump on those toes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Holding those heels high. Could you lift those heels up higher? And higher. And higher. Lowering the heels, hands by your side. I'll invite you to go sideways here as we move towards a sun style here. Either keeping your natural stance or narrowing your stance. The tightest you go would be feet right together. Good for you to keep your socks on or off. All right. Starting with arms and shoulders, keeping it simple. Inhaling the arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times like this, observing the natural rhythm of the shoulders. As the arms elevate, the shoulders elevate. As the arms descend, the shoulders descend. 1 more time, breathing in. And breathing out. Feel free to use those bricks or not. We'll add a forward fold and a back bend. Half sun salutation. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail as we arc. We could use the bricks or cap the knees. Exhaling, rounding the spine, stretching out our back. You could lower the bricks and catch the back of the shins. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, hands over head pose. Exhaling, hands back down. 2 more times like this, breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, leading with the heart as you fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail as we arc the back. Arching the spine as we fold it in. Inhaling, finding your neutral spine, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, hands by your side. And let's do 1 more half sun style here. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale lift chin and tail. Exhaling, tucking tail and chin as you're rounding on in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, standing tall. I'll cue you back to down dog. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let it inhale, lift chin and tail. And then tucking the tail, tucking the chin as you ground down through the hands. Stepping one foot back and then the other. Finding your down dog. I'll invite you to hold this down dog in stillness. Inviting your mind to still. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Despite the relative stillness of this shape, you're still breathing, your mind's still moving, your heart's still beating. And by focusing on your breath as it flows in and out, finding a little more space between each beat of the heart, each breath, each thought. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. As goes the breath, so goes the mind. Tail into that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands and either stepping or maybe jumping to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive, lifting chin and tail. Exhaling, rounding the spine as you fold it on in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, Urdhva Hastasana, hands over head pose. Exhaling, hands by your side. I'll cue you back to plank. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. Exhaling, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale bring length as you look up. Keeping that length as you're folded on in. Stepping one foot back and then the other, finding your plank pose. As we hold the plank, feeling that connection between head, hips, and heels. A line of strength running through the center of yourself. A line of strength that supports your attention. Despite the effort of the action, an easeful quality to your breath. Keeping it yoga. Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, navel to spine as you lift the hips high, back to down dog. We're not going to do vinyasa yet. As we hold down dog, I'll invite you to walk this dog, bending one leg deeply and then the other, grounding down through the opposite heel, stirring it up, inviting in more prana, more flow, finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail end of that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump it to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you rise. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, riding the breath up, arms out to the side and then overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands by your side. I'll let you do that vinyasa. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead. On the exhale, finding your forward fold. Let an inhale bring length as you arc the back. Exhaling, arching the spine as you fold it on in. And then ground it down through the hands as you find your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend. And then pushing back to down dog. Yogi's choice, either holding your down dog in stillness, seeing what comes up, or adding some movement, stirring it up, inviting in more prana, inviting in more flow. However you choose to work, finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel? Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands as you step or jump it. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding it in. Inhaling, arms out to the side and then overhead, hands over head pose. Exhaling, hands by your side as you stand tall. Sun Sal B will do one. There's a lot going on and things happen fast. flow style. Inhaling into tall side. On the exhale, finding your chair. Knees over toes, hands over head. Inhale and hold your chair. Exhale, taking your chair lower, finding more strength in your legs. On the inhale, rising on up, finding a big back bend at the top. On the exhale, a big swan dive over. Let an inhale bring length as you lift chin to tail. Exhaling, keeping that length as you fold it in, round it down through the hands as you find your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend. And then exhaling back to down dog, but not for long. Flow style, feet together, right leg high, high on the left toes as we stretch out Achilles tendon and calf. And then looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then flexing the foot as we float it up through. Spinning the back heel down, arms out to the side, and then overhead, warrior one. And then riding your next exhale, back to low lunge as you spin that back heel up. And then cycling through vinyasa as you find your push-up. Inhaling into your back bend, and then back to down dog. It's happening fast, flow style, feet together, left leg high, high on the right toes. Looking between the hands, pitching that leg even higher. And then flexing the foot as you're floating up through, spinning the back heel down. Inhaling up, warrior one. And then riding the breath back to low lunge. And from low lunge, cycling through vinyasa, finding chaturanga. Inhaling into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then pushing back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, otherwise known as down dog. Either holding it in stillness or walking your dog, yogi's choice. Finding that mind-body connection that's always there. What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Long, smooth breath in. Equally long, smooth breath out. Tail into that breath, bending your knees ever so slightly, lifting the tailbone just a little bit higher. And then looking between the hands and either stepping or jumping it to the front of your mat. Let an inhale bring length when you arrive. Exhaling, folding it in. On the inhale, stay low, the powerful pose, knees over toes, hands over head. Exhaling, taking it lower, finding more power in your legs. On the inhale, rising on up, open heart, open throat. On the exhale, hands by your side. I'll ask you to face camera, Catherine. Bringing one hand onto your heart, the other hand on top. Relaxed shoulders, a soft tuck at the chin. Coming back to your attention. I'll invite you to find prayer hands. All the fingers line up, as do thumb. We can touch our thumb to our forehead. Your intention is in your thoughts. Touching those thumbs to your lips. Your intention is in your words. Touching those thumbs to your heart. Your intention is in your deeds. Now rolling those hands over, stretch out your wrists, hands by your side. 3 ancillary breaths. Big breath into your lungs, arms go out to the side. Let it spill out through your mouth. Big breath in through the nose. Let it slip out through pursed lips, almost like you're whistling. Big breath in through the nose. Letting it come out through the nose. Hands come back to the heart. Prayer hands. I'll invite you to bow. Thanking yourself for practicing yoga and offering this practice out to each other and to the world. The light within us honors and respects the light within you. And in this light, we are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, Kathy, for practicing with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank everyone who tuned in, either now or in recording. And as always, namaste. Have a nice day.